Hi, my name is Ramya Adekunle, and this is my summer read book talk assignment. So this year I actually read 3 books. I know, overachieved, I know. But I'm only going to be talking like 2 today. Maybe I'll touch up a little bit on the 3rd one. But anyways, so the first book that I read was called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. It was actually an autobiography that he read about how he grew up in South Africa, and he basically was talking about all of the journeys and experiences, challenges and struggles that he had like along the way. And he was born in South Africa, but he did move to America like when he was a little older. I did like this book and I would recommend it, and I would definitely read it again because this is the type of book that I felt like I could relate to, because he did grow up in South Africa. And even though I wasn't born in Africa, my family is from Nigeria, which is in West Africa. But I felt like some of the things that he was saying, especially about like how he actually grew up and like when he was like younger, like in his childhood, I felt like there's some of the stuff that I could actually relate to. The media says that it's supposed to be like a comical novel. I was like, some of the stuff is not very comical. But at the same time, I feel like I understand where that was coming from, only because people usually try to make comedy out of their own struggles, and that's the vibe that I was getting, because I was like, your dad abusing your mom isn't very funny. It's not very funny. But I get where he was going with that type of idea, that type of writing style. And I do feel like it is a lot easier for like readers to read it in that sense, where it's kind of like, oh yeah, like you're joking about your own struggles, lots of stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely did enjoy this book. 10 out of 10. If you saw my reading log, I did rate it 5 stars, so it gets a 10 out of 10. The next book that I did read was called The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider. And this is, it's like your typical young adult novel, dare I say, romance novel, kind of. It's like a romance with a tragedy, but I actually really like the idea behind that, the fact that it is a tragedy. So basically, this book is about the main character, Ezra Faulkner, which that's one thing I really do like about this book, is the fact that the main character is a guy, because I feel like in a lot of, especially like romance novels, it's always in like the girl's point of view, but this was all from Ezra's point of view. So main character, Ezra Faulkner, is basically, he's your average like high school jock. He's kind of struggling because even though he is a jock, he did end up breaking his foot, which led to all of his friends basically leaving him and basically thinking that he's worthless. This led Ezra to turn to another group of friends that he used to hang out with back in like middle school, which these were the people who ended up being by his side. And this is also where he met the girl that he was talking to named Cassidy. And because I said that he met up with a girl, it doesn't mean that he ends up with her.
And
which is why I think that I like the book, but I think I kind of spoiled it a bit, so I'm sorry. But it is a type of book where it's like the ending is not expected, but the reason behind because I already ruined it, like I didn't mean to, but the reason behind the relationship that Cassidy and Ezra have, and kind of how everything, I guess, came crashing down, you'll find that out in the book, which it's pretty wild. I would give this book a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, especially because just like the other book, I feel like I could relate to this as well, especially because, like I said before, Ezra met Cassidy and he really thought this like sparks would fly.
Sparks fly, it's like electricity.
But instead, the book ends in his own tragedy. And not to be a Debbie Downer, but I feel like I can relate to that, because I've been in a certain situation where everything was going great with said person, and then I kind of wrote my own tragedy. So yay. But we're not gonna get too deep into that. In fact, we're just gonna end it off here. So yes, those are the 2 books that I did read. The other book that I did read is called The Cage by Ruth Minsky Sender, and it is a memoir, basically from her point of view, telling the story about how she grew up and struggled through the Holocaust. And then she was telling the story to her daughter, so it's kind of like in a storytelling perspective, but it is a memoir about her life. In the book, Ruth's name is Riva, and she later ended up changing her name. But I only gave this book 4 stars on the reading log, only because I was like, I can't just like say that like, oh, like I liked all the books, but which I did like all the books, but I feel like this one was kind of a little more complicated for me to follow. But at the same time, it's like reading Holocaust books and reading about the struggles of people's lives is one of my favorite things to do. So, and that's what I got from all 3 of these books. So to be honest, like 10 out of 10 for all of them, like round of applause for all of them. Yeah, I really enjoyed reading these books this summer actually, and I would definitely read, especially like the beginning of everything. I would recommend that to other like youth groups, like a youth audience. I would definitely recommend that one. So those are just some of my thoughts on my summer read, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in class. Bye.